and he approves. He approves, he praises this action of this boy who made clear shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He brings a current story. He says his son was in Medina, and what's his name? Dilaver. Dilaver was also in Medina, but the son didn't have a phone, so he didn't know his Dilaver. So we went to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, Ya Rasulullah, Nabi of Allah, please help me find Mawlana Dilaver.
My son Abdullah came to learn that Mawlana Dilaver is in Medina and Munawwar. But he doesn't have a phone. So he said that I went to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't have a phone to phone Mawlana Dilaver to ask where he is. Please let me find him. And he came out of the grave of Rasul and he found Mawlana Dilaver immediately. Converse with him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whose prayers are more likely to be accepted, yours or Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Is it not greater matters for the Ummah to worry the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam with? If you know the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is responding to the du'as of the people, couldn't you ask him something better? Ya Rasulullah, the people in Palestine, people that are suffering, the Muslims being oppressed. Ya Rasulullah, I can't find Mawlana Dilaver. Please help me. Subhanallah. This shows a tarbiyah which is, subhanallah, not only is it not Islamiyah, it is not aqlaniyah. This nurturing, this is not even Islamic, it is not even intellectual. You didn't even think about the story. You didn't think about it before you mentioned it. So, his son came out from the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I don't know how you go into the grave, but this is what he says. He came out from the grave. Right? You can't go in any case. You're standing in front of the muwajaha, you're standing in front of the gates, and you're outside. But nevertheless, he came out, and then he found Mawlana Dilaver. MashaAllah, this is a dalil. This is a proof now. This is a proof that you can ask Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he will help you. A'udhu billah. Because of this experience. In the lifetime of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when people could ask him, there are people who asked him and they got what they wanted even though it was not permissible for them to ask. So the fact that the person gets what he wants is not a dalil that the methodology he took to get it was correct. This is proven in the Sunnah. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, like he mentioned in one narration, to those who came to ask him for charity, and he saw that there were strong young men, and he said there's no shame for the strong young man in it, but he gave it to them. So he warned them, he made them aware. It's not permissible for you to be asking. Not permissible for you to be asking. You are young, you are healthy, you can do something. Right? But he still gave it to them. So the fact that they got it doesn't mean it was permissible for them to ask it. It's proven. This tarbiyah, subhanallah, he applauds and he approves. He approves, he praises this action of this boy who made clear shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we are no longer talking about tawassul. We're not talking about asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the status of this one, by the barakah of this one, by anything. Although that is a bid'ah and it is haram. We are talking about asking other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whilst Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ فَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. And indeed the masajid is for Allah. The places of worship, it is for Allah. So don't invoke anyone along with Allah. فَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. أَحَدًا, nakira. Right, ta'um, it is generalized. If Allah says don't go along with Allah anyone, Does this include Nabi Isa? Does it include Ahadan? Nabi Isa is Ahadan? Of course he is Ahadan. He is someone. Don't call anyone along with Allah. Nabi Isa is someone. Don't call Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam. Don't call Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam. Don't call Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. فَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. Don't go along with Allah anyone. And yet the ayah, it says, don't go along with Allah anyone. And this action that he is praising and is approving of, it is calling someone besides Allah. He's not calling the Nabi along with Allah, he's calling the Nabi instead of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's going to ask help from Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and not from Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. This is clear shirk. Shirkun akbar. Major shirk. This is major shirk. He's speaking about his son. And our fortunate is to have this kind of tarbiyah. A'udhu billah. May Allah guide him and save him. And he's saying this to all the youths also that is there, that is maybe friends of his son, all those youngsters sitting there with their fathers. Subhanallah. That maybe the father is a blind follower and now the youngster is also dragged into this cycle of shirk and misguidance because the father has to hang on to someone's top for him to have some kind of status. Allah, this is something we see too often, that people choose to switch off their brains. Because if he's with that circle, he feels good. Makes him feel like he's someone. You know, so he cannot leave that circle and he cannot oppose the sheikh. And this is the tarbiyah of the Sufis.